What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. We just wrapped up year 5 of the Georgia State Dynasty, and we are here to recap the off-season here that I just went through. Georgia State finished 3rd in the Sun Division at 6-6 behind Middle Tennessee State and Louisiana Lafayette, and 7th overall in the Sun Belt Conference. Troy with the best record in Sun Belt at 11-3. We're going to go ahead and look at some season stats here for Georgia State. David Reynolds, 2,827 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions on the year. Overall, our offense was not as good as the previous year, year 4, but they did okay. We set some career records and season records, I think, this year. See there for the defense, 5 interceptions by Jerome Schroeder led the team. Now we're going to go ahead and look at some career stats here for the team. David Reynolds, 8,169 yards passing, 50 touchdowns so far in his career. Lamont George, hampered with an injury this year, leading us in rushing yards. Marcus Jackson, our leading receiver career-wise. And we're looking at some defensive stats here now. Patrick Griffin, 15 interceptions in his career. Jerome Schroeder right behind him. And Jerome Schroeder named to the All-NCAA second team. We had no first-teamers. And Brad Williams, defensive tackle, named to the freshman All-NCAA team. Looking at the All-Sun Belt team. First team, we had a lot of people here. Lawrence, Spencer, Schroeder, Dallas, Meyer on this team, along with Mark Moore. Looking at the All-Sun Belt second team, Patrick Griffin, the only Georgia State player on the second team. He should have really been on the first team, I think. But he gets the second team, and we are going to go ahead and advance to the end of season here, and head coach Chip Nolan is going to get a contract extension. You see, since he's been hired, 3-9, 4-8, 6-6, and he's going to get a 4-year extension, and he will go ahead and sign that extension. Looking at other head coaching moves around college football, you see Chip Nolan there getting that extension, and you can go ahead and pause this anywhere you want to see here. See if your team fired their coach or whatnot there, so you can go ahead and pause that if you want as we go through that very quickly. We will move on to players leaving, and a very big surprise. We were hoping David Reynolds would be back for his 4th straight year. Instead, he is declaring for the draft. Projected round 7. You see here his QB rating for the 3 years he played here. Went up the second year and down a bit last year. And the rest of the players leaving here. We're losing a lot of good players here on offense and defense. More defensively than offensively, though, I believe. But David Reynolds, a big loss for this Georgia State team. We have to scramble now. Well, not really scramble, but we were planning on having Reynolds back and Smith starting the year after this. But transfer requests, we have no transfer requests to Georgia State, and we're going to go ahead and run through our recruiting board before we get to signing day. And Maurice McCray, we unlocked him with our 1 unlock, and we put a lot of points on him because we need tackles, we need guards, and we just really need to get some players here to Georgia State. So Ben Bell, we added him to our board here. And we're going to go in advance to signing day. And what will happen for Georgia State? We sign 9 recruits. Jared Massey leading the way here in signing day. The 78 overall right tackle. Luther Madsen, the 77 wide receiver. And Georgia State has the 8th best recruiting class of the year. This is going to put Georgia State up there competing for the top 25 in the coaches poll, and maybe get to a BCS bowl game this year. We don't even know. We'll find out. We're looking at the training results now, though. David Bailey, our highest rated overall at a 94, along with Marcus Jackson. So our receiving core is up there. And you can see as we roll through these training results here, this team is really, really good. We had, I think, 4 in the 90s. I think we had 15 or 16. It might have been 17 or 18 in the 80s. And then in the 70s, we have a lot. We have very little players left in the 60s there. 1, 2, 3, I think there's 5 there in the 60s, and no one in the 50s. We will go ahead and advance to the cut players, and we don't have to cut anybody. We have 70 of 70, so we'll go ahead and go ahead and redshirt some players here. Anthony Gross, he's a second-year player, but we're going to redshirt him along with a couple other running backs. Terrence Flynn there, the wide receiver freshman, we will go ahead and redshirt him. Junior Johnson, the defensive tackle. B.J. Allen, cornerback. And Sean Lewis, free safety. We will all go ahead and redshirt all those guys. Now to custom schedules. Here it is, the 2018 schedule for Georgia State. We open up with Marshall. Then we have a bye week. Then we have number 18, Tennessee. Purdue after that. Old Dominion, Idaho, Middle Tennessee State, South Alabama. An open week. Western Kentucky, New Mexico State, Arkansas State, Texas State, and Louisiana Lafayette. And the Sun Belt Championship game, if we can make it there. We're hoping for a great 2018 season for Georgia State. So come back for the start of the 2018 season. I did not show our depth chart though, because I am still deciding on who will be the starting quarterback for Georgia State. We have Steve Smith, we have Isaac Cole. Which one will be the starter for Georgia State? We'll have to find out in week 1. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.